Oh my goodness, welcome to part two. My computer shut down again. I love it. God knew that I needed to go fill my water glass, and so I wasn't going to leave you guys hanging, so I went to go do that. So now Kim is sending out to everybody the new link, and we're up and running again. So I think God knows I need to be re-energized or something by having a little strain, sweating underneath this Packer jersey here. So anyway, here we go. So S is for steady, okay? Steady. When you ask an S personality, tell me about yourself, she tells you about her family, all right? She tells you about her husband. She tells you about her children. She tells you about her friends, because that is the most important thing to her, is her family, all right? And then a C is conscientious, and it's really funny when you ask a C the question, tell me about yourself, almost 100% of the time, she will say, what do you want to know? You have to be very specific. So when you ask an open-ended question to a C, it freaks her out, okay? So you'll know right away when it's a C personality. So when you find out what they are, you can tailor what you're talking to them about to their personalities. D's want to know how they can be successful. They want to know the big numbers. They want to know how they can earn their cars. They want to know maybe how they can be a sales director. They want to know how they can make money for real, okay? They don't want any fluff. Don't give them about seminar. Don't tell them about all the amazing, fun things that they do. That D doesn't care about that. She wants to know the bottom line. Okay. All right. So I know that Kim is sending out the link. All right. Then the next one is an I. Now an I wants to know about the fun. You're going to tell her about success nights. You're going to tell her about the prizes. You can tell her that you saw a lot of I's were cheerleaders. I was not. I was a cheerleader, want to be. Okay. A lot of I's. They want to know about the fun that they're going to have in Mary Kay. All right, that's very important to them. The fun, the prizes, the glamour, the glitz, all of those kind of things. They don't need to know a lot of facts. They just need to know how much does it get started, and when can the fun get started. S wants to know how this is going to help her family. Okay, she wants to know what is in it for their family. The philosophies of Mary Kay are very important to her. God first, family second, career third, the golden rule. She's going to be a very loyal player. She might not be a fast player out of the gate. She might not be someone who just rocks it out, but she's going to be very steady. She's going to come to success night. She's going to love the family atmosphere, the sisterhood of this company. All right, people are coming back on. Welcome, welcome. All right, and then C. C's are also a little bit slower to get started because they have to read everything. So you are going to want to give them written information. They're probably not going to be a person who can make a decision on the spot when given the information. They need to take it home. They might want to check out the website. They want to look at some facts and figures about that, and we need to respect that. D's and I's are people who can sign on the spot. D's are decisive. They can make a decision right away. I's are impulsive. They can make a decision right away. S's usually do not sign the first time you've talked to them. They need to be layered. They need to talk to their family about it. They need to pray about it. And C's need to get all the facts. When you push an S or a C to sign immediately, you might turn them off. You have to know who you're talking to. People skills. People skills. If you are an I, now here's the deal. We're learning about these skills. I want you to know who you are, what personality that you are, not that you impose your personality on others. You mirror the person that you're talking to. So if I'm talking to a D personality, I will not talk high and fast. I will talk low and fast. I will be intense. I will be to the point. I will find out what they need to know about it, what they need to be successful, and I will give them the facts. An I, if I'm not an I will act like an I, okay? If you're not happy with an I, she ain't going to be happy. She is not going to sign with you, okay? You mirror what they do. It's not that you become a different person, but you communicate the way that they can hear you. Can you understand that? They can only hear you in the beginning because they don't know these people skills if you're talking their language. So that's what this is about. You talk their language. Yay, who's excited about this? Okay, once they are on your team, how does it work? D's need to know, D's have to find a place to win right away and be successful, okay? If you take too long with a D, she will leave the company. There has to be a next step, a next step, a next step, okay? Where do I go next? What do I do? How can I win? Get me out the gate running, okay? With an I, what you do needs to have some sort of excitement with it. Make sure that you give I's prizes for doing things. D's don't necessarily need the prizes. They're doing it because they're accomplishing it. D's want to break records. If you have someone on your team and you know what the fastest anybody who's ever gotten to Red Jacket is a week, you tell her that. Say you can break a record. You can have 3 new team members in a week and be a person who does that first, okay? So knowing what motivates them, and we're going to talk about that in just a second as well. S is I need a step-by-step plan. Okay, I'm gonna call you want to do this day, like on this checklist. S is love checklist. C is love checklist. Okay, and then this is the time I'm going to follow up with you. When you're talking with the C, you definitely need a checklist. You definitely need a time you're going to get back with them, and you're going to tell them what you're going to talk about when you get back with them. They want to know what to prepare. That takes away their anxiety, okay? I know a lot of C personalities who are very successful, but what they say is this. They really have a lot of I trapped inside of them that it can't get out. I just don't understand C's. They kind of annoy them, okay, because they just do it, let's just have fun, just do it. And S is like, you don't understand, I want to do this. It's not that I don't want to have fun, it's not that I'm not a fun person, but I have to process it. You guys, C's need to process. Give them time to do that. Just really learning about this. And you can Google the DISC and you can get more information about this. And I would suggest that you do this because we're doing this like in a 5-minute training. And I mean, people get certified in DISC. So we're just on the tip of the iceberg with this, okay? So we're going to go to the next page, page 45. I seriously think that the Lord has my computer shut down so that I can get restarted. I have no idea. But on page 45, do not ever vent with your team members. Always vent up. That's what we're talking about. When you have a team, my friends, they do not want to hear that all your parties are canceling. They do not want to hear that nobody is booking with you. They don't want to hear that you can't sell anything. That doesn't serve them. That makes them feel sad. They're wondering, well, if she can't do that and she brought me into Mary Kay, how am I going to do that? Always vent up. Always go to your sales director. She has been there and she's been through it. She can give you a way to work through it. Okay, that's very important. Who you emulate is who you will be. Who you emulate is who you will be. I always learn as a new consultant, act the position you want to become. Act the position you want to become. When I was a consultant, I bought a black skirt and a white shirt. And I was getting ready for my red jacket. I remember going to JCPenney and I actually bought a suit. I bought a black suit, the first suit of my life. And I was gonna wear the jacket. I would wear the black jacket as a consultant. And you guys, you have your beauty coats now. You can wear that. I mean, that's a great investment. Do that. But then I was ready for that red jacket with my black skirt and my white shirt. I acted the position I was about to become. I always believed I would go to the next step. When I was a sales director, when I was the red jacket, I started showing up early and staying late for my success nights. I asked what I could do, how I could help, because I was going to be a sales director. Are you acting the position you want to become? My friends, it's worth it. Do it. Remember, when you're team building, the next level, it's about them, not about you. And that's what this DISC. It's not about them getting to know me. It's not about them finding out how awesome I am. It's about me getting to know them. Your urgency won't be their urgency. You know, they don't understand, you guys, that you have a goal with a deadline to be on target for your car. And that's why, you guys, it's important to share that with people. If you're recruiting somebody today and you say, would you please listen or watch this inventory video by tonight after my call, I will give you, a free brush set if you do that. You guys, and tell them why. Say, I know I sound like a crazy person, but you know what? I'm going on target for my car and the deadline is September 30th. So if you can make a decision by then, fantastic. You're helping me earn the use of my first car in Mary Kay. If you can't, that is okay too, but I just want you to know why I have this sense of urgency. Because people understand deadlines. We're working with smart professional women. They have deadlines in their lives. But if you don't explain it to them, you are a crazy person. Okay? So when you have a sense of urgency, explain it to people. Be honest with people. All right, turn the page to 5 basic needs on page 46. If you have heard me train within the last year, you have heard me train on the 5 basic needs. Okay, I'm going to have to put my glasses on right here because I cannot see. All right, in the spaces below, working left to right, you should assign a 1 to 5. And you're not going to do this right now, but I want you to do this soon, which represents your drive towards your goals. Why you achieve, okay? 1 is least like you to drive you to your goals. 1 is least like you. 5 is most like you. And then 2, 3, and 4 are somewhere in the middle. Okay, so it has an example right there. 5 is most like you. Why are you driven for your goals with these? Number 5, they say this person would be independent. She is driven to be successful because she wants independence. Number 4 would be, well, because I'm the life of the party and I like to have fun. Number 3 is confidence. Number two, she would need a step-by-step way to do it. And number one to be harmonious, okay? So you're going to rank yourself, 5 being the top reason why to drive you to your goals, okay? I want you to really drive is, you know what I did? I used a highlighter, okay? Drive. So do that. Circle the highest and note which column it is under. So then after you do that, right now I'm going to talk to you about the 5 basic needs. All of your directors, if they have been in my life, they have been trained about the 5 basic needs because I believe they're huge. When you actually learn who you are, learn what your basic need is, and work in your basic need, you have more joy. You see that sign on my wall? Joy. No, in fact, that says not about you. But I like joy too. I love to have joy in my business. And when you figure this out, you guys, will we still hold parties? Absolutely. But you're going to hold parties in your joy zone. And that's what we're going to talk about. Okay. Number 1 is basic need is power and achievement. I'm just going to highlight it. You can read these. You can talk with your sales director. When I'm going to my retreats, we are training all about this. It's going to be powerful, okay? Because you're going to have a heads up on this. What's going to be exciting about the retreats that I come to is that you're going to actually get to work with the people who have your same basic need. That's huge. That is huge to be around like-minded people. You will feel so free. Some of us did this as sales directors at seminar, and people's minds were blown. They're like, oh my goodness, they get me. That's what you're going to do when you're going to sit around with people who have these basic needs. You're going to say, they get me. But then you guys, most of the women you're going to be around don't all have the same basic needs. So we're going to learn ours and then how to work with other people. Power and achievement. Energized by the win. Energized by the win. They're very competitive. I'm going to kind of hit the highlights of these. They're not always have to be competitive with others, but against themselves. They love to break records. Okay, they love to break records. They love the spotlight. They love relationships that challenge her. Okay, they got to make her better. I have to wear my glasses here. She takes the lead without thinking. She just is, you know, people would look at her and think natural born leader. You guys, there's leaders in every single one of these basic needs, but this one is a pretty outgoing person usually, okay? Here are the downsides of the power and achievement need. They can become too rigid. They don't like messy emotions or complications. One thing that a person with a basic need of power and achievement would say, I'm out. I'm out. I don't want to mess with it. I'm out. Okay, those are the examples of people famous in Mary Kay. Gloria Mayfield Banks, Leah Carter, Diane Mentally. I'm going to give you the people who are famous in our national area who are power and achievement. That drives them to win. Tammy Clout, Becky Mueller, Amanda Collins, and Brianna Meisel. Okay, 5 ways you can work in this basic need. We are going to come back to those. We're going to come back to these, okay? Love and connecting or love and belonging, the need to influence. That's the big word for them. They need to influence. They need to make a difference. They're energized by giving money, not making money or saving money. Power and achievement, they're energized by making money, okay? They want to affect other people. They want to affect their head, their heart, and their mind. They have heartfelt communication, okay? They really want to be with somebody. They're passionate. They require relationships that stimulate every part of them. They make friends very easily. But here's the problem. If you turn to page 48, they can become too sensitive to the needs of others, you guys. They are an enabler sometimes rather than an empowerer. Okay, that's the last thing there. They find it difficult to detach from unhealthy relationships because they feel like they can save people. Okay, examples: national sales directors Jan Harris, Stacey James, and me. I'm a love and connecting person. In our national area, we have quite a few directors who are love and connecting. And it's very interesting because the majority of the people in Mary Kay, in fact, I believe the majority of the people in the world have love and connecting very high on their basic need. Trisha Bliss, Crystal Pounds, Vicki Paul, Jamie Riley, Susan Riordan, Brandy Lampman, and Jamie Lopez. We're going to come back to how you can work it in your business. Freedom and choice. They're energized by options. They want an open agenda. They don't like rules. They don't like strict conformity. They are usually creative. They soar in positive directions. They want to, they value mature relationships. They do not want to babysit somebody, okay? They don't require constant attention. If you give her constant attention, she becomes frustrated. She loves to express herself through her own creative design. But the negatives for this basic need is they can be perceived as rebellious or disrespectful. They don't mean to be at all, but they just don't follow the crowd. And therefore, people think that they're being disrespectful. They don't like tracking sheets. Oh my goodness, this book is not, it's not their friend. If you're freedom and choice and you have to send me those point sheets, some of you have not sent me point sheets, not because you haven't done the work, but because you're freedom and choice. You don't want to send it to me, okay? They don't like accountability. They operate out of the need to be spontaneous, okay? They don't want to have a long-term plan for everything. Some of the ones that you might know are Julianne Nagel, Sue Ponko, and Jeannie Martin. We actually do not have anybody in our national area right now who has freedom and choice as their basic need. We're looking for someone. If you feel like basic need is if freedom and choice is your basic need, come be a sales director. We need you, okay? And then safety and security. The next one, they're energized by a savings account. They love being secure. They want to have money in the bank. They love a stable environment. They're not usually impulsive. They need to think things through. They will, but they come up with great ideas. They value trust and continuality in relationships. They feel most comfortable when there's a known plan. They're motivated to control and create their own future. It just simply feels better to save money rather than spend it. They like to spend money too, but only if they've saved it. They seek peace. They don't want there to be divisiveness. These people can be too cautious, and they may take a long time to change their mind about things. Examples in Mary Kay: Lisa Matson, who some of you have as your national sales director, and Terry Schaefer, who's in San Antonio area. In our national area, the people who are safety and security are Megan Cruz, Nikki Hill, and Kate Unger. You are seeing that there are people who are very successful who have all these basic needs, you guys. It doesn't depend on your basic need whether you're successful or not. It depends on what drives you to be successful. What drives you to be successful? What motivates you? Fun and pleasure, empowered by a party, laughter, music, fun conversation. They don't like this right here. Okay, what we're doing right here, it's better that they can see me. It's better that I have a Favre jersey on. It's better that they can see the prizes. It's better that I have a happy face on. If I had music intervals, if I had some little video clips, you guys, I can't even stay on that computer myself, much less having other technology in here. But that would make it way more fun for a fun and pleasure person. My daughter Karis is a fun and pleasure person, and I'm sure she has a hard time with this, but it's better being visual, right, Karis? Okay, than being just hearing my voice on the phone. They love vacations for the experience, not necessarily the rest. In fact, they will work to play. They're very good at that. They're willing to work hard to have fun. They're not always an extrovert, just so you know that. Some introverts are fun and pleasure, okay? They just want to have fun and pleasure with just one or two people instead of a big party of people. All right. They are not motivated, if you turn to page 50, by long workshops. They like to schedule several vacations. People sometimes think they play too much. They don't understand that the play motivates them to work. It's so funny because when I asked Karis why she wanted to earn a car, she said the car party. The car party. And believe you me, she threw her own party at college. She brought her own cake. She brought her own balloon. She invited her friends from college. They went out to for dinner afterwards, you guys. She made the party, and that's what motivated her. So people in our Mary Kay world: Jill Davis, you may know from Kansas City; Jan Thetford from Texas; Patty Olson from Austin, Texas. In our national area, Cara Skelzer is fun and pleasure, and Terry Wilson is fun and pleasure. Okay, so how to determine your basic needs. Skip down to that part that is bold. How to determine your basic need. You will eliminate the ones that you are not. And this is a conversation that it takes more time than what we have right now for you to figure this out. It takes some thinking. But here are the steps to do it. Eliminate the ones you are not. You're probably going to get yourself down to 2 or 3. You can probably cross off 2 or 3 that you are not, and you'll be left with 2 or 3 that you're confused about. So then you take it to the next question. What was your basic need for achieving as a child? When you were 10, so we're all successful now as grown-ups, okay? You're either successful in your Mary Kay business or successful in another thing in your life. You can't use that criteria. Take it back to when you were 10. When you were in grade school basketball, when you were in band, when you were in school, when you were in competitions, what motivated you to succeed? That's how I knew that mine was love and connecting. I succeeded not because I wanted the win, not because I wanted the party, but because I was part of a team. If I was on the basketball team, I would be a part of that group of people. It also affected me negatively, though, because I would do things that were not right to be a part of a group of people, to be accepted. Okay? So love and connecting. That's who I am. And then the last thing is, okay, this is really important. If this aspect of your Mary Kay business was taken away from you, would you quit? Okay, let's look at that. If your power and achievement, if your power and achievement and you are not achieving in Mary Kay, if you couldn't win, if you couldn't break records, if people didn't know who you were, would you go do something else where people did? You see, another thing about power and achievement that I don't think I wrote down here, and I don't know why I didn't write this down, but if you're not achieving in one area, you will go achieve somewhere else. You have to be achieving. You have to be winning to feel successful. So a lot of times, if you're not achieving in your Mary Kay business and your power and achievement, you will go achieve at being the best volunteer at your school that you can be. Or you will go be the best mom that you can be. Or you will go be crazy great at your other job because of your power and achievement. You feel like you're winning. Okay, so it's very important for power and achievement people to get small wins, to make daily wins that they can check off and be excited about. It also is very important for power and achievement maybe to have a running buddy. Okay, actually, they just want to win, someone that can be competitive with them. Talk to your sales director about this. Okay, but power and achievement people, the most important word you need to remember is win. You need to win things. You need to win challenges. You need to get those points. You need to find out where you're ranking because that is important to you. And if you try to tell yourself that it's not, you're not gonna be happy. You're not gonna be happy. Sometimes we think, oh my goodness, that's such an awful thing to be. That seems so selfish to be power and achievement. No, it's not. You change lives, but that's just how you're wired, my friends. That's just how you're wired. So accept it, run with it, and go win. Okay? Accept it, run with it, and go win. Love and connecting people. You need to be around people. If you need to book with somebody, go book with somebody. Stop sitting home by yourself. Love and connecting people. If you are by yourself too much, you will be sad. Okay? Success nights are so important for all of these different basic needs. Power and achievement. You need to go get recognition. You need to be in a place where people are competing against you. You need to go and if there's nobody in your unit better than you, you compete against your sales director. Okay? You also go to area events. You go to quarterly workshops. You go to things with those people outside of your unit. You get on these things that if you're not geographically by somebody who's awesome, you go be by someone who's awesome. Power and achievement. You need to be winning. Okay? Love and connecting. You need to be around the people. Success night is very important to you. Not about getting the prizes necessarily, although I like prizes, but it's about the connection. It's about the relationships. You hold parties to meet the people. If you're not holding parties, if you're not talking to people, you are sad and you are going to be quitting. Freedom and choice. It would kill you if you have to work in a cubicle or somebody made you have a schedule. You love your Mary Kay business because of your freedom. So embrace it. Embrace it and run with this freedom. The higher you get on this business path, the more freedom you get to have. My life is total freedom, you guys. It is total freedom. I am literally living the dream. I am living the dream. And I'm going to share that in just a second. But if your freedom and choice gets to the highest point of this business that you can, you will love it. Safety and security. You guys, there's a known path. Follow it. Follow it. If you know that your numbers are 5 interviews to recruit one, then hold 5 interviews, okay? But you've got to follow the path. If you don't have a plan, safety and security people, your head hurts. You can't work. You're all messed up. You've got to know what you're doing. A daily list is your best friend. Don't deny it. Don't just roll with it, okay? Fun and pleasure people, you got to reward yourselves. Stop beating yourself up for having fun, okay? Go out. Plan your work and work your plan and then have fun, okay? You guys, Terry and Cars are absolutely the best at this. They love their Mary Kay and they have fun, play music, do all those kind of things. But you guys figure out who you are and then get excited to work in those strengths. This is exciting to me. Talk with your sales director. I love this training. I love it. I love it. I love it. But one of your assignments is to figure out who you are this week. All right, turn to page 51, money management. Money management. Okay, that is just the 60-40 sheet at the top. Okay, you all have those. You all have them from your sales director. If you've never looked at one in your life, you might have a problem managing your money. Plain and simple. You don't know where your money's going. You know I'm real with you all the time, right? One of the 2 reasons that people quit a business, any business, not Mary Kay. One reason is rejection. And the second reason is poor money management. I have not always been a great money manager, you guys. In the beginning of my business, for the first 6 months, I did not fill out a 60/40 sheet. I had no idea what money I was spending because I started in July and then taxes came and I had to do it all at one time. I learned my lesson. You guys are going to learn your lesson. I did my money then as a consultant every Sunday night. I did my 60/40 sheet, and what I found out was that my self-confidence was so low in my sales that I was giving away all my products, that was all my profits. I was working for free. It was an eye-opener for me. I was putting money into my Mary Kay account, but only enough to reorder. I was literally giving away all of my profits because I didn't think people would pay full price. I had to start running it like a business. When you treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business. And so this is what I did. I started on every Sunday night at 9 o'clock at night when my kids were in bed. I would do my money. And if you do it every week, you guys, it only takes half an hour. Another thing that I stopped doing is I stopped embezzling. And the easiest way for you to embezzle is to take your cash. When you get home from a party, you take your cash and you just go buy milk or you buy groceries or you put gas in your car. And you have no idea where that money was supposed to go. I'm going to ask you to treat this like a business and not touch your money until the end of the week. You put all of your cash in your checks and you run your credit cards and take them to the bank. And then on Sunday night, you sit down and you do your 60/40 sheet. And then you move the money that it's supposed to be for what. So if you have one Mary Kay account, in that Mary Kay account stays your money for your reorders and your expenses. Then you cut yourself a check or you transfer your profit into your family account. Now here's the deal. Are you gonna be upset with me? Profit level number one, that's at least 3,600 wholesale. You guys, if you're holding 1 to 2 parties a week, you need 3,600 wholesale on your shelf to be able to deliver your product to people and make them happy. Okay? If you don't have 3,600 wholesale on your shelf, turn over your profits. I suggest until you get there, or you're going to be disappointed. You know, Mary Isaacs, when she started her business a couple months ago, she was only financially able to do it 600, but she was holding 2 to 3 appointments a week. Last week, she discussed it with her husband, and they made a way and found a way to place a star order because she needed the inventory to be able to save her family time and money. And you guys, here's the deal. When you have at least an 1,800 on your shelf, you sell 50% more than if you don't. We're going to get to that in just a second. Complete the money sheet every week on Sunday night. This money sheet on top, along with your weekly plan sheet. Number 3, consistency is the key to success. Make it a habit. Every month, make your loan payment. You guys understand that the loan payment is tax deductible. The interest on a loan payment is tax deductible. If you use a Mary Kay credit card, it's 0% interest, but don't put anything more on it. That's your loan. That's your loan. You run your business out of your checking account. Every month, place your profit order, you guys. And I'm really going to encourage you guys, a 600 every month is where it's at. You sell 300, you put the 150 into your account that you're saving, and you place one $600 order. You save yourself time and money. If you don't have a 3,600 on your shelf, I understand that you're placing multiple orders. If you would actually add up your payments that you're making on your postage, you guys, it's probably more than the interest on a loan. It's probably more than the interest on a loan. Just putting that out there. And this number 6 says every month write yourself a paycheck. Every week, change that to a week. Every week write yourself a paycheck. I believe in that. Write yourself a paycheck from your sales every week. Okay, turn the page. Time management. I love time management. Okay, we're getting to some fun stuff here, you guys. I promise I'll get you the football game fast. Ask yourself, page 52, if what you are doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. And I quote, you've heard me say over and over again, success in Mary Kay does not take more time, it takes better focus. So Heidi's 4 keys to time management. Number 1, a brain dump every week. You take your notebook. I use a spiral bound notebook. Okay, spiral bound notebook for every month of the year. National Sales Director Gloria Mayfield Banks taught me this many, many years ago. On Saturday or Sunday, I make a brain dump in the 3 areas of my life. I know it's backwards for you, but it's God, family, Mary Kay. If you have another job, such as a teacher or something, you'd have a fourth column in here, okay? And I brain dump everything that I have for the week onto this one piece of paper. So I look at it. In my God column, I have Bible 5 times. I'm going to do my Bible study 5 times. I have Bible class that I'm going to on Tuesday. I need to record this Sunday school song for Sunday school because I'm leaving this next week. Email about Sunday school, blah, blah, blah. Anything that's church related or spiritually related for me goes in one column. Everything that's family related. Pay the bills, call the lawyer, pick up a prescription, send a package, work out 4 times. If it's myself, that's work. Volleyball, and I had a game tonight. Gabe had soccer practice tonight. I've got a real life, guys, just like you guys do. Packer game tonight. I wrote down Packer game. It's fun. I write that down. Okay, anything that I'm going to be doing, I write down. Grocery shopping, snacks for Gabe's soccer. So all these things, okay? Then over here is my Mary Kay. Prep page setters. I did it, crossed it off. Do page setters. That's right here. I get to cross it off as soon as I've done page setters tonight. Okay? All these things from Mary Kay. You might do 5 bookings, and you can write 5 marks on it or whatever. But you see, this is my brain dump list that I do on Saturday or Sunday. So that's everything. I'm going to be gross, but it's called diarrhea of the brain. Just bleh, let it out. Let it out, because you guys, when it's in your head, you can't do anything about it, and you're overwhelmed, and that's just a negative word. When you're overwhelmed, you just can't do anything well. So put it all down onto this. Number 1, your brain dump. Then number 2, after that, I take my weekly plan sheet. I still do a weekly plan sheet. I don't color code it anymore. I don't need to do that for my brain. But as a new consultant, I color coded my weekly plan sheet. You guys, everything goes on my weekly plan sheet. So I take this from my brain dump, and then I take my weekly plan sheet and put it into it of where I'm going to do things. Now I have 4 days that look pretty blank, right? That's because I'm going to a retreat with Becky Mueller, yay, in Florida. So I'm just working with Amy Allgood those days. So I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm there. Okay, that's why those days are blank. I usually don't have blank days, but you see the days that I'm home, the hours are totally filled in with everything. God, family, Mary Kay, all right, in there. Then what I do is I have my notebook. So that's number 3. Number 1 is my brain dump. Number 2 is my plan sheet. Number 3 is my notebook. So I have a notebook for every month. So in my notebook goes my brain dump. And then every day goes my list. Okay? Now, so every day I put it in chronological order is how I do it. And every day I write down chronologically what I'm going to be doing, and then I cross it off. So I didn't cross off a couple of things. I already did. Volleyball, soccer I get to cross off. I'm doing pace setters right now. And then after that, it's the Packer game. You guys, so the way my brain works is it's everything in my life. It's personal and Mary Kay, but in chronological order so I can mark it off. Now tomorrow, I haven't made my list yet, but I will before I go to bed. But see, I put on the side, there's some things I want to do. So I'll turn to Tuesday, you know, if someone says, call me Tuesday, I'll turn to Tuesday and write that down. And then over here, tonight before I go to bed, I'll write my list. So at night, you're the boss, and during the next day, you're the employee, okay? That's how that works. And so that's the 4th thing, is the list at night. So I keep it all in one notebook, not in sticky notes all around the world, in one notebook. I also change notebooks every single month. So when I was a consultant, I would put my face goals on this first part of the notebook. I put my face goals, my interview goals, and my sales goals. Okay, so it was always in the front of it. Now I have my director's goals in front of it as a national sales director. But you guys, I switch notebooks every month, no matter how many pages are left, because if I didn't hit my goals, I don't want to be looking at that the whole next month. Does that make sense? Okay, so those 4 things: brain dump, diarrhea of the brain on a piece of paper into the quadrants that you need. Number 2, weekly plan sheet. Number 3, you have your monthly notebook. And number 4, your list the night before, where you're the boss and the next day you're the employee. I promise you, it is a psychological fact that when you write things down out of your brain, you can handle it better. Okay? I promised you. All right, those are my 4 things for time management. That's it. It's easy. It's easy. But if you don't manage your time's going to manage you. And you all know that time is more valuable than money because you can't make any more of it. So it's your choice, you guys. It's your choice. I am a very busy woman. I love to be a busy woman. I would be a busy woman if I worked in Mary Kay, but I choose what I'm busy with. And if I ever get overwhelmed, I know that I need to sit down, I need to do a brain dump, and I need to see, is there things that I'm doing that are not getting me closer to my God, my family, or my Mary Kay goals? Then I might need to cut some things out. Because you guys, there's only so much time and energy that goes around, and you have to be honest about it. Okay. All right. So show me the money. We're going to turn to page 53, and I'm just going to show you a lot of these things are written down. You can go through it even if you're not a C personality, but I want to get to the end part because that's my favorite part. It's the fun part at the end, vision casting a little bit for you. Okay, as a red jacket, 3 active team members, you make a 4% commission check. So we're going to say that you recruited 3 people, star team builder, you have 3 people. One comes in with a 2,400, Jane, Mary comes in with an 1,800, and Susie places a 600. Oh my goodness, you have $4,800 in wholesale production. Now, if this were real, I wouldn't let you stop there because you're $200 away from going on target for your car. Oh my goodness, you would find 2 more people who need to get their Christmas presents at half price. Let's just be clear, okay? But we're just going to do this for fun. If you did stop, which you wouldn't, you would make a 4% commission on what your team members ordered, right? So that would be $192, okay? That's your commission on $4,800 as a star team builder. You have all of those things there. Now here's the deal. You do get special recognition and training because you want to be in your red jackets, the retreats, just to put it out there, because you're going to get special training from national sales directors intimately as a red jacket. You're also going to get special seating, and you get little gifts every day as a red jacket. So just putting that out there, you want to be there by retreat. Okay, team building bonuses. Okay, now when you have, at the bottom of the page, when you have your 4th team member who comes in with a 600 or higher, you get a $50 new qualified team member bonus, okay? Just circle that. Qualified versus active. An active team member is someone who places the 225 order. A qualified team member is her initial order is 600 or higher. Now, I'm once again going to be real with each and every one of you. Sometimes you are afraid for people, and your director may have talked to the person about inventory and they want to do a start order, and you talk them down to a 600 because you're scared for them. You're scared that they're not going to sell it. You're scared that they're going to send it back. I don't know what fears you're putting on them, but I see it happen all the time, recruiters. And I want you to know that does not serve them. I'm going to give you some company stats. A person who starts with a star consultant order on 1,800 or higher sells 50% more at her appointments than someone who has less than that on her shelf, 50% more in the iBuys. And a person wants the product to take home with them. You know, I'm going to talk to you about this at the end of this, the 10 things that I've learned, but you guys, people's failures or successes do not depend on us. And our job is to give them the facts, the best possible information, and let them decide what they're going to do with it. Okay? You guys, have you ever gotten a 225 lately? It fits in a shoebox. A 225 fits in a shoebox. You cannot run a business on a 225. And if you have, you're the exception to the rule. And I need you to admit that it was hard. Okay? Because you're spending your time and your money and your gas and you're not making any money. A 600 is better than a 225 because Mary Kay, gives you free product at this level and things like that. But you guys, that fits in one box. In one box. You might be wondering, people are worried about where can I put inventory? You guys, my daughter Karis has a full store in a dorm room. A full store in a dorm room. Fill up your roll-up bags like we're teaching you to have your roll-up bags at your parties and put them under your beds. That's going to take about $2,400 of your inventory right there. Buy a flat container from some container store, and you put the rest of the inventory in there and you put that under your bed too. Stop using no room as no excuse. You guys, stop talking people out of success. Stop talking people out of success. Inventory is important. Now, if they don't want it, that's their own deal. That's fine. But remember, our job is to give them the best possible information, the best scenario, and let them make the best decision for them. You guys, a person who starts with a 600 is frustrated. Have you tried to hold 2 parties a week on a $600 order? If you don't believe in inventory, that's what I challenge you to do. Take a box and put a 600 wholesale in it and try to hold 2 parties this week with a 600. Enough said. All right, moving on to team leader. Team leader, you have 5 to 7 active team members. Now, team leader, you can earn a 9 or a 13% commission check. 9 or 13% commission check. Okay, so here it is. This is how you earn a 9%. You've got 4 people ordering, and that equals that 5,000. Okay, you would be on target for your car if you had 5 active, but only 4 ordering. If you only have 4 ordering, you make a 9%. That's $450. Okay, $450. But you guys, at team leader, you always want to have 13% commission check. And that's when you have 5 people ordering. and you yourself place the 600. That's what a person does when they're on target for star consultant. They place the 600. But here's this is talking about going on target for car. And I just have to be really good with you guys. Mary Kay said this. Mary Kay said, if you want to earn the use of a free car, she said, we need to be holding 2 full circle parties a week and retailing $500 a week. You guys, that means we're selling $2,000 for the month. $1,000 goes into our pocket after expenses. So then $1,000 is a reorder. If you are going on target for your car, you should be ordering $1,000 yourself. Mary Kay's words. They called her the Velvet Hammer. She said, if you are not retailing $500 a week, you're not seeing enough people to meet the people who will build the car driving team. And she was very clear. She goes, I would love to give everybody a car. I would love to give everybody a free car, but it takes work. Guys, you can do it. 2 parties a week, 2 parties a week plus your success night is 9 hours. It is not that big of a deal. Can you hear my passion for you? Okay, so when you have 5 people ordering, look at that bottom one, and you do a 600 wholesale, you guys, plus you get a $50 team building bonus, okay, for every qualified. I know I'm going fast. Your paycheck goes up from $450 at the top down to $750 at the bottom. Okay, then a sales director, you guys, go to the right, page 55. A sales director, look at this, you guys. Personal team, you still make 9 or 13%, and that depends on if you have 5 people ordering and you yourself place a 600. I expect all of my sales directors to make a 13% check. Okay, I expect that. You also make a 13 unit 13, you guys. You make a 13% on your entire unit. Oh my goodness, even your own personal order. Isn't that exciting? So when a sales director places an order, Mary Kay pays a 13% commission on that. That's ridiculous. You should be a director just for that. Your unit volume bonus, 10%. So if your unit does 5,000, you get a $500 bonus. If they do like 30,000, like Nikki's unit did last month, I don't know how much they did, 31,000, I can't remember, you get a $3,100 bonus. You guys, some of you are begging for bonuses once a year. In Mary Kay Sales Directors, we get bonuses every month. Big bonuses every month. Oh my goodness. Plus we get team building bonuses. So when we personally bring in a person with a 600 or higher, we get $100 per person. As a consultant, you get $50 per person. You're doubling your money right here. Unit team building bonus. When you have 4 people who come with a 600 or higher, whether they're your personal or other people, Mary Kay pays you $400. And $100 for every person after that. Talk to your sales director. If you bring in 10 new recruits for the month and 10 get qualified, you get a $1,000 bonus. You get to double dip though. Let's say 4 of them were your personals. You get $1,000 for the 10 because they count as the unit, and $400 for yourself because they're your personals. Are you kidding me? Are you guys seeing the income potential? Look at this. Just on this paycheck right here, you guys. On $5,000 on her personal team, that means her personal team pays $1,000. $1,000 from her unit, okay, who weren't her personal team members. She made $3,750. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys, but there's more. Look at the bottom. You're eligible for $3,000 in new director bonuses in your first year. Mary Kay knows their expenses to being a new sales director. She knows that you're going to buy a suit. She knows that you're going to have some prizes. So you can win $3,000, $1,000 in your first 3 months, $1,000 in your first 6 months, and then $1,000 in your first year. Oh my goodness. We can do up to $21 for a wellness bonus every year. Our car and car insurance is valued at about $6,000 a year, you guys. You get to attend Leadership Conference, which is in Los Angeles this year. You get special training, New Director Education Week, which is in Dallas, Texas. It is amazing. You get trained by top nationals and top directors, and you get to go to Mary Kay Corporate. And the whole company is cheering for you when you walk in. No kidding you. The vice presidents, all the way down to the secretaries, are cheering for you with pink pom-poms. You get to sit in Mary Kay's bathtub and get a picture taken in her heart-shaped bathtub. You get to go to the Mary Kay Museum and see the icons of Mary Kay. You guys, they treat you like royalty. You get to talk with the president of Mary Kay, Daryl Overcash. You get your picture taken with Ryan Rogers, the grandson of Mary Kay, because you'll be the top 2% of a $5 billion company. I don't think you understand, my friends, the prestige that you hold as a sales director in Mary Kay. And yet there's more. Turn the page to page 56. There's even more as the top sales director. And Nikki Hill is talking in our director call tomorrow. We're so excited for you, Nikki, to talk about your trip. She just got back from London and Paris. The trip, you would say the trip of a lifetime. But Nikki's young. She's going to be 42 years old in November. She has trips until she's at least 68 years old, you guys. So that trip wasn't even a trip of a lifetime. It was a trip of a year. And she's going to take one the next year, and the next year, and the next year. You see, when I was a consultant, as most of you are, or a sales director, and I would go to seminar and I would see the videos of the trips. In those days, we didn't have Facebook, or you were watching Nikki on Facebook and seeing all of the amazing things that she and Ryan and their friends were doing. I would just dream. And I would think to myself, someday, Heidi Gelzer, someday you're going to go on those trips. And I would cry. I would just sit there and cry. Because you know what? I just wanted those experiences. And I knew that that was not going to happen any other way. Because the money that I earned in Mary Kay was going to go to paying for my children's education. The money that I earned was going to go pay to go see my parents who lived in Alaska when we lived in Louisiana. The money I earned was going to go see our in-laws who lived in Wisconsin when we lived in Louisiana. But you guys, on my heart, I just so wanted to have those experiences, those Cinderella experiences. And I know that if you would admit it out loud, you would want those too. And so you guys, I just have to share with you that I couldn't see things in the beginning. I wanted it in the beginning, but I didn't really believe it. But my journey is that when I would accomplish something, when I earned my red jacket, then I could see team leader and on target car. And when I went on target for my car, then I could see directorship, because I'm not done, you guys. I looked at the money that I was making as a team leader, and I looked at the money that I would make as a sales director, and I said, I am doing essentially the same work. Are you guys seeing this? You're doing essentially the same work. Sales directors, they hold a success night, which most of you would be great at yourselves anyway. Oh my goodness, Mary Kay, we give each other so many ideas. I'm doing their success nights for them for the past 3 weeks. Hello. And they hold parties, my friends. They hold full circle parties, but they get paid so much more money. They get paid so much more money. And I thought to myself, as I was a team leader in the DIQ, every moment I'm not a director, I'm literally losing money. I'm losing money for my family. I was not money motivated when I started Mary Kay. I became money motivated when I started making money, you guys. I really did. And I would dream. And so I just want to tell you that at that step, when I became a sales director, then I saw the premier level car. I wanted the Cadillac, but I couldn't see it yet. So I took everything step by step. There are women in Mary Kay who just go, and that's great, and that's their journey, and I love it about them. But just so you know, we're all different, okay? All of us are different. We're all motivated by different things. And then I saw the Cadillac. And then when I saw the Cadillac, then I saw Unit Club. I wanted that bar pin. Look at your sales directors. If they don't have a bar pin on them, get them a bar pin, you guys. You go into her for your car. You become an Offspring sales director. I earned my first bar pin when I had my first Offspring sales director, you guys. Teamwork makes the dream work, okay? And then I saw that $500,000. I'm not wearing my ring tonight. I'm not even about rings, but that ring was gorgeous, and I wanted that ring. I wanted the ring. That was my next accomplishment, was $500,000. And then after that, I could see the trip. And then after I did the trip, I wanted to be a national all along, you guys, but trips came along the way. But I'm going to share with you something. You know, my first trip was to Greece, and it was a cruise. And my husband doesn't like water, and Christopher didn't want to go. And, you know, that could have held me back. That could have made me say, well, you know what, I'll earn the trip the next year. You know, we play those stupid games in our head. But you know what, I was done. I was done playing games. And I just said, you know what, you're going to have to figure it out, Gelzer, because I'm earning this trip. And by the grace and with the blessing and a lot of hard work, we did it. And we flew overnight. And my husband gets very much motion sickness. And I used to make fun of him, but it's like a real thing. And he gets really sick. I don't understand it because I don't have it. And so, of course, it's a long trip over to Europe, and he's exhausted and he's tired. And I'm thinking to myself, seriously, we're going on this free trip and you're going to be crappy about this. I mean, and then we get on the boat, you guys. And if you've ever been on a cruise, it wasn't a Carnival cruise. It was the most beautiful cruise ship I'd ever been on. And each of the rooms were suites, and each of the rooms had balconies. And we had huge bathrooms. My bathroom was as big as this office, with marble bathtub and a marble shower. And we had a huge king-size bed and a balcony that overlooked the Mediterranean Sea every day. And we had our own butler. Who came and turned out our bed. Free room service every day. We couldn't tip. You know, that's the thing that costs so much on the cruises, that you pay for yourself. The tips and the alcohol, no, absolutely everything was included in this trip. And I remember we had the bathrobes and we did room service every morning for breakfast. And we would sit outside on our balcony and overlook the different ports. We went to Santorini, we went to Crete, we went to Ephesus. Every morning we would wake up in a new place that we'd only heard about on TV or maybe even never even heard about before. And each place was more beautiful than the last. And we went to Ephesus, and my husband, as many of you know, is a pastor. And we got to go to the amphitheater where Paul spoke. And people were asking him all kinds of questions. They're like, Chris, what happened here? What happened there? He's like, you know what? There's a book in your bedroom. There's a book that tells you everything about it. He was just joking. But you guys, he just loved. He uses it in his sermons, the pictures that we saw, the experiences. And we're, you know, the man who is crabby. And I want to tell you something. When you go on those cruise ships, you don't get seasickness. Okay, they're very smooth. And we get on the boat one night, and he just looks at me with tears in his eyes, and he said, "Thank you, thank you." You guys, the Mediterranean cruise to the most beautiful places in the world. Greece is still one of my most beautiful memories. With no debt, with no planning, with Mary Kay doing it 5-star all the way, and he said, "Thank you." Another one of our trips, we went to Sweden. We went to Stockholm, Sweden. And you know how you try to be fancy, right? You try to be fancy. And so we were going to a museum of the, oh, shoot, I didn't write it down. The Nobel Prizes are given away in Sweden, in Stockholm, right? So we go to the Museum of Nobel Prizes, trying to be fancy. And the woman there said, would you like to go to a reading of Rudyard Kipling, you know, the guy who wrote The Jungle Book? It's a 100-year anniversary of him, of Rudyard Kipling winning the Nobel Prize in Literature. And we're like, okay. Well, how much? And then she said, it's being read by Sir Roger Moore. And we looked at each other, and some of you are too young to understand this, but look him up, Google him. Sir Roger Moore, we looked at her, and she goes, yes, Bond, James Bond, James Bond. Theatrical trained, Shakespearean trained actor is reading Rudyard Kipling. We are like, how much does it cost? And she said, $10 US, $10 US. Are you kidding me? We go into this room, only fit 120 people, and in walk the king and queen of Sweden. Now, yes, they are figureheads, but still, they're king and queens. Hello. We are sitting with royalty. And you guys, we were sitting there with a man who was a plumber in the States, you know, not super educated, and he was on the edge of his seat to hear this man read Rudyard Kipling. And that was just an experience we got to have. Just Mary Kay didn't even plan that for us. And then we went to Maui. I mean, we've been to Spain, and that was great. Chris got seasick, so that's not his favorite place. We went to Maui on our fourth trip, and we actually got to go with Nikki and Ryan, my sister, one of my best friends in the whole world. And Ryan and Christopher are great friends. We surfed together. We ziplined together. We ate together. We swam together. It was a trip of a lifetime. It truly was. I can't wait, Nikki, to become a national sales director when we get to do that every year. And on that top director trip is where I heard what I needed to hear. Because on those top director trips, you guys, it's not just the places that you go to, it's the people that you're influenced by. And that was the trip where my brain changed, where I believed that I could be a national sales director. And I needed to stop talking about it and stop being afraid of it and go do it. You see, Brianna Meisel left an amazing Voxer message this morning. It's amazing. If you haven't listened to it yet, I don't care if you get points for it or not. It's well worth the 4 minutes that she left it. Brianna, I forgot to tell you how amazing it is. You were on my list and I didn't box you yet. But the passion in your voice that leaders are created at events, you guys. If you're not registered yet for a retreat, you're doing yourself a disservice. I don't make money on the retreats I watch now. We barely cover expenses, as Kim can attest to. But being in the space of powerful people will always change you. And I've always gone to events all the way up my sales directors to being on top sales director trips. They will make you better. And the places you go will change your life, and they will change your husband's life. But your brain will be changed. Your brain will be changed. You see, all of those things, there's more. I want you to write this down because it's not in your book. But underneath it says, the Mary Kay, the money we earn as a sales director is simply a measure of the pleasure of what we're giving to others. Mary Kay said that, and I say this, the size of your paycheck is determined by the number of lives you've changed. The size of your paycheck is determined by the number of lives that you've changed. You want to change more lives, you will make more money. You want to make more money, change more lives. You see that circle there, your why. You guys, you know, Nikki is famous for saying, work while you wonder. Sometimes you don't know your why, and I get that. But you're in Mary Kay, and you're in this space that is for a reason. And I believe as a Christian, do whatever you do to the glory of God. And you're here, so you might as well be good at it. You might as well be good at it, and you'll probably figure out your why along the way. The how is the parties. The how, my friends, is the full circle parties. Getting tight on your skills, getting tight on your schedule, getting tight on your money management, not making excuses. And the what to do this is the products. Mary Kay created an amazing product as a vehicle to change lives. You see, if you're wondering what your why is, and I think some of you know it, but there's a national sales director. I cannot remember her name. She was out of Austin, Texas. And forever, I'm going to tell you, she didn't know her why. She promises she did not know her why. She just was good at what she did. She became a red jacket. She earned a car. She became a sales director. She earned trips. She went on to be a national sales director and didn't know her why, people. She was an officer's wife in the Army. He made a ton of money. They made a good living. They traveled already without her Mary Kay. But you see, she just was obedient. She was obedient to where she was and to being the best that she could be where she was. And that happened to be in Mary Kay. Her husband later in his life got very ill, and he was homebound. And he was a military vet. If she wouldn't have had her Mary Kay, my friends, he would have been put in a VA hospital. And some VA hospitals are wonderful, and some of them are not. Because of her Mary Kay business, she could hire a round-the-clock 24-hour nurse to take care of her husband. At the age of 65, when she retired, she finally knew her why. She worked all those years because she was obedient to where God had placed her. You guys, God has placed you in Mary Kay. You may not know your why today. You may not know why you're going to need the money of a sales director. You may not know why you're going to need the money and the flexibility of a national sales director, but you're here. And why don't you just be the best that you can be? You see, the world says living paycheck to paycheck is okay. The world says having no life insurance is okay. Megan Cruz just lost a dear friend of the family this past week, a mother of young children. She had no life insurance. They're scrambling to figure things out. You guys, that's the world. That's how the world wants you to operate. The world says that student loans on an average of $50,000 per child is okay. You guys, I know some of you have not saved for your children's education. If you're young, start putting $100 away a month. I promise you it will pay off. If you didn't do that, then pay cash. You know, make the money now as a top director and as a national to be able to pay cash. Or if you're on the other side, help them pay off their loans. It doesn't matter how you do it, but you guys, you have choices in this Mary Kay business. You know, the world says you just take vacations to go see your family. The world says that you live for life after retirement. You guys, are you going to be the norm, or are you going to step out of the box? Are you going to take this amazing opportunity and do so much more with it, or are you going to sit on it? Are you going to complain about the no's? I promise you this thing, Nikki Hill has no recollection of any no's from last year. She has no recollection of all the people that said no, and I don't either. I've had more than 20 people who have been directors and not directors anymore, and I have to search to find their names because I only remember the ones that have made a difference for you guys. Why are you hung up on the hostesses who said no? They're taking away the energy from the ones who are saying yes, you guys, from the ones who are saying yes. Oh my goodness, you guys. This opportunity is amazing. It is amazing. Just don't give up in the disappointments. Don't be like the normal people. You are on this Pacesetters. You are not like the normal people. You are like the top 10%. You are the top 10%, and you are making things happen. So what I'm going to close up with tonight, and I'm losing my voice, is Heidi's 10 lessons from Red Jacket to Directorship. 10. I could have given you way more, but I kept it at 10. And some of these you've heard throughout our Pacesetters. Number 1, success in Mary Kay does not take more time. It takes better focus. Success in Mary Kay does not take more time. It takes better focus. Stop telling yourself the lies that you don't have time to be successful, and get tight on your skills and be willing to do it the right way. Number 2, winging it is never okay. Winging it is never okay. Whether it be a skincare class, whether it be a career chat, whether it be a training, whether it be a success night, my friends, prepare. Learn, do. Learn again, do better. That's the cycle of Mary Kay, a success, I believe. Learn, do. Learn again, do better. Number 3, the car changed my credibility and my family's respect for my business. That vehicle does matter. Metal in a driveway does matter. It does. You can argue with me all day long. And I will tell you, the car will give you more respectability, credibility, and respectability. Number 4, I have 2 ears and 1 mouth used proportionately. That's why this is so hard for me. Actually, this is super emotionally and physically draining for me to do this video chat because I'm getting no feedback. And I'm loving connecting. Feedback is what I live for. So when I'm done with this, I'm literally spent. When I do a live training, I could live train for 3 days and I'm full of energy. I do an hour and a half training and I'm done. I'm done. I have 2 ears and 1 mouth used proportionately. Listen. Number 5, it's not all about me. It's not all about me. Getting to my red jacket was all about me. Just getting into that red. But when I went to that career conference and I saw the lives that were changed, when I went on target for my car, it was about sharing this opportunity with people that could be awesome with it. Okay, it's not about me. Number 5. Number 6, it is all about me. It is all about me. I'm the only one who's not going to quit on myself. I cannot depend on other people for my success in Mary Kay. So it's not all about me because I'm going to offer the opportunity with getting my own ego and my own fears and insecurities out of the way, and sometimes my own goals. But it is all about me. If it is to be, it's up to me, said Mary Kay. I'm not going to rely on my team to work. I'm not going to rely on my team. The only one on your team that needs to be strong is you. I want you to hear me on this. The only one on your team that needs to be strong is you. You are the only one who's never going to give up on your dreams. So number 6, it is all about me. I cannot depend on others for my success. See, we'll get to that. Number 7, and here it is. The only reason that it's not all about me, but it is all about me is number 7. This business is first mathematical, and then it's magical. You see, my friends, when I do enough math, I don't need to depend on a few number of people. This business is first mathematical, and then it becomes magical. Numbers, do the math. Remember, this is the thing that we learn, and if you haven't written this down, write it down now. Track the right things with the right people right away. Talk to your sales director about this. Track the right things with the right people right away, or right activity. I apologize. Track the right activity with the right people right away, and right things will happen. Mathematical, then magical. Number 8, others' choices in this business, good or bad, their success or failure does not depend on me. Others' choices in this business, good or bad, their success or their failure does not depend on me. You guys, this is the Mary Kay opportunity, not the Heidi Gelzer opportunity. I cannot take on all of their stuff. That's what my God is there for. That's what your God is there for. Give it to him. He can handle it. I cannot. Number 9, you can get anywhere in Mary Kay. Your red jacket, your car, directorship, Cadillac, top directorship, NSD, on 2 full circle parties a week. On 2 full circle parties a week. You guys, consistency wins every time. It does. Trust me. Try it. You can get anywhere you want on 2 full circle parties a week. Be willing to treat this business like a business. Be willing to work out of discipline and not emotion. That has been my saving grace. I went to work in this business every day that I decided to work, whether I felt like it or not. And that has paid me every month for the last 18 years. That was number 9, right? You can get anywhere you want on 2 full circle parties a week. And number 10, God uses my goals with deadlines to change lives. God uses my goals with deadlines to change lives, to change families, to change generations, and even maybe to change eternities. With God, I am enough. You don't have to be the most beautiful person. You don't have to be the most talented person. You don't have to be even the most disciplined person. But just keep growing. Just keep getting up every day and doing the small right things and becoming the better version of you. You guys, what I love about this business is the personal growth that I have had. The personal growth that I've had, the woman that I've become in the process. And in turn, been able to share that with my husband, who is now a reader, who is now a learner, who wasn't like that before. To my children, who are, you know, are they perfect? Absolutely not. But they're fighters and they're champions. They don't always win, but they always play the game. So as we close, I had to put my glasses on because I can't read my handwriting. I pray that you have chosen to grow through this Pacers class. I pray that you've chosen to face where you can be better, to acknowledge it, to not wimp out about it, to just know I need to be better in certain areas and I'm willing to be better about them. I pray that you've chosen not to pretend like you don't know what to do. Stop pretending to not know what to do. You have all of the tools at your fingertips. It's your choice to use them. And you guys, you don't remember that. You may not have a why right now. You may not have a drive. Your life might be fantastic. You have enough money. You have a boyfriend. You have a husband who supports everything. Your job, other job supports everything. But you guys, you don't know when you may need it. So work while you can. Work while you can. And you know what? I'm gonna challenge you to finish strong. I don't care what your last 2 weeks have looked like. Don't look at the past. Get excited about today. Finish strong. Plan your week. Look at that schedule right now. What I've noticed is that you've looked at the points ahead of time. You're getting better. Who's excited about this? It takes 21 days to form a habit, and we're getting into our 3rd week. You guys, keep the good habits going. Don't just do it for pace setters. This is supposed to be a kickoff for you to work on that self-discipline. For you to look at that and say, these are the right things I need to do every week to get my business going. Finish strong. Plan your week. People's future may depend on your decision to be excellent. There are people out there whose lives will be changed because of your excellence. Mine was changed forever because of Ann Denoyer's excellence. Mine was changed forever because of Ann's goal with a deadline. Be your best today. Be your best. And I'm excited. I'm excited about you crossing the finish line. I'm excited about you crossing the finish line for this month. There's 2 days left to go. A champion does not quit. You're going to watch the football game tonight, some of you. I promise you, champions don't quit until the final whistle, okay? So keep going. Through this Wednesday night, miracles happen when you work. I can't wait to hear the miracle stories, and keep going through these pace setters. Do the points. I promise you they all have a reason behind them. And if there's something I needed to look at with those point sheets real fast, hey, I forgot. And Mary McIntosh asked about this. But the number one thing moving up a career path, when you move into DIQ this month, whether it's your first time or not, if you move into DIQ, you get 125,000 points. Wow, get excited. You might as well go to DIQ just to get points, you know? Everything else should be self-explanatory, but here's the deal. Book 5 parties and you get 50,000 points. You know what, you guys? Do it. Don't stop at 3. Don't stop at 4. You don't get any points unless you book 5. Be a woman of excellence. Stretch beyond yourself. Use those scripts that Nikki has in that script book. They are amazing. Be excellent. I starred that. And then you guys have at least 1,000 in for the star quarter. Buy this Saturday night. Do it. Sell the product. Be on track for more than just Sapphire Star. And then finally, the overall takeaways from the Pacers program. Do that, you guys. Do that. Vox your sales directors about that. For every booking that you get, you guys, this is exciting. This is exciting stuff. So take it, be amazing, stop thinking, get out of your head, go out there and do. And in the process, my friends, you will change lives. And your paychecks are in direct proportion to the number of lives that you changed. So I challenge you to go have your best paycheck ever this week and this month. I love you guys. I believe in you, and thanks for taking your time to be with me. Bye.